Welcome. You're watching Market Meter on Money9, India's first multilingual platform for personal finance from TV9 News Network. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, we get you an update of how the markets have been performing in the first half of trading session, how are experts really reading into the fine print of the market's movement, and how should you position your money now in the markets. To help us understand all of this is a very special guest joining in. Mr. Rahul Shah from Motilal Oswal Financial Services joins in. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you very much for joining in. Help us understand how are you reading the market momentum right now, the gains amidst the choppiness, the volatility, are they going to sustain from here on? And how do you see, which pockets do you see really, helping the markets really rally further?
Hi, good afternoon. I think the way the markets have been in last couple of weeks, one trend is very clear that I think globally we are in the bull markets, and global markets have done quite well. In back of it, that we have also been doing quite good. So going forward, I feel that markets should continue to do better, and we've seen that this fourth quarter results, which have come, I think, on a large cap space, have been quite good. So I feel that this will continue. This rally will continue for some more time, and only the best part of it, what we've been seeing is the corona cases also in India being narrowing down day to day, and obviously the vaccine situations are much better in the country. So I feel that I think things should be forward looking going forward from here.
Absolutely. And so, which pockets are you really bullish on right now? Do you believe it will be financials that you will continue to keep your focus on? I know we've spoken about it before also on this show. Is there a change in stance there, or do you continue to invest in the financials very, very strongly, believing that that will be leading the rally from here on? And also the other pockets which have been performing well so far. What about the pharmas, the ITs, and the metal spaces? What's your take there?
I think financials obviously were oversold, and I think financials is right now the play. So we saw most of the banks, large banks, reported their number, and the last was State Bank of India. We saw on Friday.
Yeah.
The numbers were very superb set of numbers. What we saw in State Bank of India. Post that, we saw a good amount of buying coming into most of the large cap banks as well on Friday itself. So I think financials looks quite okay. The commentary from the management, most of the banks have been quite good. So be it the HDFC, be it the Kotak, ICICI, and SBI. So, and one thing we need to understand that I think the way the fresh slippages which have been in State Bank, which is one of the largest lender, we've seen that in quarter on quarter, both of them have been around 20,000 crore or so. Also. So I think it looks quite interesting in terms of the entire financial space. The recovery still looks much better in going forward. We have the GST run rate plus 1,10,000 or 1,15,000 in most of the months, and in month of April we saw around I think 1,41,000 crore.
Yeah.
So I think the things are set up very well in near-term picture. So as we discuss financials, commodity, we have a very good rally, and I still continue to remain positive on most of the commodity stocks. Obviously, metals perspective. So I think this will continue to going forward as well. Pharma, obviously, we've discussed a couple of times in your show. I think they are going to be the next FMCG for next couple of years. So the valuations matrix will keep on changing higher and higher from here. So what is that 20x today will go to 25, 20x in terms of the growth also remains the same thing in most of the pharma pack. So
Right.
IT pack had been a muted earning this quarter. So I think that there is going to be some kind of sell-off or can be underperformance in near term.
Okay, understood that. So the overview, and I wanted to pick out some certain stocks that you've spoken about, the sectors that you've spoken about from that basket. SBI, you clearly talked about. Now, many brokerage houses have had, sharp targets ahead also, betting big after the earnings. Do you think SBI could rally further 200 rupees perhaps from the current levels? And on the other hand, just like how you said that you are still bullish on the metal space as well, after the earnings, especially JSW Steel, Hindalco, Tata Steel, they've actually seen some kind of correction. Is this dip a good opportunity for investors to buy?
See, one thing we have to understand that SBI, the numbers are quite encouraging, as I mentioned. The most important factor to look at into the PSU banks and the large wholesale bankers is the asset quality. So last 2 quarters, the asset quality has been improving in both in this bank. So, and if we add up the subsidiaries valuation with other like SBI Card, SBI Life Insurance, SBI, SBI Securities and all, we put together into this thing. So I feel that there's the core banking business which is still at below book. So we're getting less than one time book. So zero point 0.8 or 0.85 forward, we are getting SBI plus the subsidiary valuation added to it. So my sense is I think SBI can still be a better play going forward from here onwards. So maybe in a 1 year's time, and if you look at the last 5 year performance or vis-a-vis 1 year, 2 year performance, SBI has been underperformer because of the reasons as I stated because of the asset quality issue. So now these things can be uprooted, and I feel that SBI could be the stock of the year in terms of in a financial space.
Okay, understood. And what about JSW Steel and Hindalco?
See, JSW, if you look at the entire metals play, in last 6 months, the story has changed quite a bit. In terms of the HRC prices have moved up from 35,000 per ton to 85,000, 86,000 per ton. So I think the entire matrix have changed in terms of the metal. There has been in China where there has been a largest supplier is silent right now. So we have to understand that I think the metal prices are from, and this is backed by the global infrastructure demand. So I think the demand-driven markets. And now, if you again look at the commentary made by all the large cap steel companies, be Jindal Slim Power, be it JSW Steel, or be it Tata Steel, all of them have said that after a long time, it's going to be a demand-driven market. Secondly, the best thing about all the steel companies that unlike your other cycles, most of the companies instead of going for an expansion, they have been talking about the debt reduction from their books. So we saw the same from all the three companies, and I think that they will continue to reduce their debts. And I feel that they are the best play. So moment they have guided, the way they have guided that that the steel prices will remain firm, and the quarter on quarter the EBITDA is going to be higher and higher. So I feel that all the steel stocks we are in a sweet spot, and I think there could be good kind of upside in the near term.
Absolutely. Let's move on to your stock recommendations now, sir. Which are the bets that you would really pick on today, and from which sectors where investors can definitely keep an eye out on?
So two sector, as I mentioned, one is obviously metals have been very positive, and from that space I've chosen Tata Steel. So I obviously discussed the Tata Steel's overall
Yeah.
for this sector, and I feel that Tata Steel will continue to do well going forward. So I think less than 10 time earnings, and as I mentioned, the management themselves have guided for the reduction in debt going forward. So I feel that the company will be debt free by FY 20 to 23. So
Okay.
around 75,000 crore debt there in their books. So once they reduce that, it's definitely indirectly should be added to the market cap. So and then considering the steel demand cycle and the steel prices remaining firm, I feel that the stock can easily go to 1500 from the current valuation.
Okay, so strong fundamentals there, and the company's on track to reduce its debt by perhaps maybe free by FY 23 as far as debt is concerned. And about 1500 is the kind of target price that you can look at over the next 6 months. So strong upside over there from the steel space and metal space if you're looking for some counters there. Apart from this, what would be your second pick for the day?
A second pick is JK Lakshmi Cements. Comes from a mid cap space. I think overall the cement space we've been seeing in last quarter the dispatches have been quite good. So we saw all the large caps number reported by the cement companies have been very robust, and the commentary by them is very strong. Obviously, everybody is guided that the Q1 should be soft because of the lockdown in few of the states. But then too also, which is discounted in the prices and the kind of recovery what we are seeing in the overall cement as a basket. So I think JK Lakshmi reported their numbers last week, and the numbers are quite encouraging. The management is guided 22 and 23% earnings recovery in FY 22 and FY 23. So I think the stock trades to discount to the large players in terms of EV by ton to Ultratech, PCC or Ambuja. So there's a good amount of catch up to happen in JK Lakshmi Cement. So risk to reward makes quite favorable to put it into it. So I think one can invest in JK Lakshmi Cement with a price target of 650 from current levels.
Okay, very sharp upside can actually be seen on JK Lakshmi Cement from here on over the next 6 to 12 months period. So if you're a long-term investor looking to invest in cement space, this could be a pick that you could definitely look at. Thank you very much, Mr. Shah, for sharing your market views and the stock recommendations with Money9 viewers at that. Would also suggest all the viewers here that you must speak to your financial advisor before taking any of the positions on the stocks that are recommended by experts on our platform. Let's quickly see how the markets are trading at this point in time. Of course, some moment of choppiness has been seen from the morning trade. They are definitely off the high point of the day, which lasted for a while, but definitely they are holding up above the crucial psychological levels and not giving up on that just as yet. When you talk about the Sensex, that's up about 90 odd points, 50,629 for the Sensex currently. The Nifty 50 is also at 15,195. It's just mildly above the flat line at 0.14% uptick right now. The Nifty Bank holds on strong, 0.4% of gains, and the broader markets are now outperforming, especially the mid-cap space. That's up by 0.9% in trade right now, at about 200 odd points there. And the small cap index is also up by 0.8% in today's trade. Let's move on to see how the sectoral picture is looking like. एंड यूल बी एबल टू सी कि जो शुरुआती ट्रेड में हमें देखने को मिला था एफएमसीजी और मेटल स्पेस में, यहाँ पर वीकनेस शुरुआती ट्रेड में भी थी और अभी भी देखने को मिल रही है। हालांकि मेटल स्टॉक्स ने जो गिरावट है उसे थोड़ा कम किया है हाफ ट्रेड के बाद। 1.8% अपटिक अभी फिलहाल रियल्टी स्पेस में देखने को मिल रहा है और पीएसयू बैंक्स अभी भी 2% तक की तेजी के साथ बनाए हुए हैं अपनी बढ़त, और यही दो स्पेसेस हैं जो कि सबसे ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं फिलहाल मार्केट्स को। इसके अलावा आप देखेंगे तो आधे % तक की तेजी जो है हमें ऑटो स्पेस में, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज में देखने को मिल रही है। आईटी भी थोड़ा बहुत इंचअप कर रहा है और साथ ही साथ फार्मा स्पेस में भी अबाउट 0.5% तक की तेजी बनी हुई है। प्राइवेट बैंक्स just about 0.3% up in today's trading session. So largely positive trade is what we are seeing as far as the sectoral move is concerned. एक बार देख लेते हैं कि निफ्टी के गेनर्स और लूजर्स की पिक्चर में कुछ बदलाव आया है नहीं। तो गेनर्स में फिलहाल ऑयल एंड गैस स्पेस से आईओसी सबसे ऊपर है, 3.5% तक की मजबूती इस समय देखने को मिल रही है। एसबीआई अपनी बढ़त बनाए हुए हैं और 1.9% तक की तेजी के साथ यहाँ पर टॉप 5 में अपनी स्पेस है। एलएनटी, पावर ग्रिड और बीपीसीएल, यानी कि अब ऑयल एंड गैस स्पेस में थोड़ा ट्रैक्शन बढ़ता हुआ अब नजर आ रहा है, क्योंकि दो काउंटर्स टॉप 50 निफ्टी में देखने को मिल रहे हैं। अब अगर लैगार्ड्स में बात करेंगे तो थोड़ा बहुत आपको स्टील के स्टॉक्स यहाँ पर नजर आएंगे लूजर स्पेस में निफ्टी 50 के, जहां पर जेएसडब्ल्यू स्टील और टाटा स्टील जैसे स्टॉक्स हैं जहां पर थोड़ी वीकनेस है। हालांकि मिस्टर शाह जो कि हमारे साथ शो में मौजूद थे, उनका मानना है कि मेटल स्पेस लगातार अभी भी बढ़ती हुई नजर आ सकती है। फर्म प्राइसेस, स्टील की डिमांड अभी भी तेजी रह सकती है, और साथ ही साथ ये जो काउंटर्स है जो करंट डिप में है, ये एक अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी हो सकता है खरीदारी करने के लिए, क्योंकि उनका मानना है कि स्टील स्टॉक्स जो हैं उनमें अभी भी मोमेंटम बरकरार रहती है। टाटा स्टील उनकी पसंदीदा पिक भी है और उनका मानना है कि आराम से 1500 तक के भी लेवल्स अगले 6 महीने में यहाँ पर देखने को मिल सकते हैं। श्री सीमेंट में फिलहाल वीकनेस बनी हुई है 2.5% तक के आसपास की, और एफएमसीजी स्पेस से ब्रिटानिया ऐसे में परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहा है, 1.7% तक की यहाँ पर गिरावट देखने को मिल रही है। ओवरऑल अगर आप देखेंगे मार्केट्स का मोमेंटम तो तेज है, लेकिन अब देखना ये होगा कि आखिरी के 2 घंटों में क्या ये पिक्चर बदलती है या नहीं, या फिर मार्केट्स तेजी के साथ ही घर जाते हैं हफ्ते के पहले ट्रेडिंग सेशन में। हम आपको ये सभी अपडेट्स देते रहेंगे और साथ ही साथ पर्सनल फाइनेंस की खबरें भी आपका इंतजार कर रही हैं, तो देखते रहिए money9.com।